Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to page 13 of the indictment, 13 of the SUSSMAN indictment, there is enough information here. There is enough information on page 13 of the indictment, ladies and gentlemen, to convict Jake Sullivan and a number of other people under 18 U.S. Code 371. So go to page 13 and check out my segment prior to this one on people getting indicted within the crypto world, within the Bitcoin and Tether and Coinbase and Terra Luna universe. The DOJ is not, and the SEC are not going to just let this slide because they're going to see it as a huge public relations victory after Democrats inflated a gigantic bubble of epic and biblical proportions. They pushed to end economic activity, and I've explained that in my Federalist article in October. I explained that last September when I predicted the stock market crash and the Bitcoin crash in September of 2021. Go to the description section. You will see a playlist of 35 plus segments where I state, starting in September of 2021, we're going to have a stock market crash and a Bitcoin crash, and I started my stock market crash channel in September of 2021. There's a playlist as well. I just recently started a Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or below channel, and unfortunately, we're going to see a lot of people get indicted. I explained in the segment prior to this one on H.A. Goodman of almost 200,000 subs, people. We're over 197. Tell your friends about this channel. Let's get to 200,000. I explained in the Bitcoin crash channel below in the pinned comment that we're seeing in real time Enron, Bernie Madoff, the biggest Ponzi scheme and phony accounting calamity debacle, one of the greatest losses of wealth in modern world history. We're seeing it before our very eyes. This makes Enron and Bernie Madoff, look like, small little controversies. We have the stock market collapsing alongside a crypto collapse. Both are exacerbating the other's demise. And I've been explaining exactly why Democratic policies pushed, fostered and caused all of this. You can't end economic activity. There was a choice to be made. There was a choice to be made, and people chose to end economic activity. But anyway, I explained all of that, so hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel, the Bitcoin Crash channel below in the pinned comment. Hit subscribe to this channel, and ladies and gentlemen, page 13, let's for a moment. These are people conspiring against Trump, trying to find any information on him, giving it to Michael Sussman, for Michael Sussman to give to James Baker. This is why Sussman lied to Baker in the text message and why he's going to get convicted. I mean, the caveat is unless the jury is just too hardcore in terms of Democratic loyalty and it's D.C., other than that, he's already been convicted. I mean, what evidence is overwhelming. But here, quote, let's for a moment think of the best case scenario where we are able to show that DNS communication exists between Trump and the country they always blame. How do we defend against criticism that this is not spoof traffic we are observing? There's no answer to that. Let's assume again that they are not smart enough to refute our best case scenario. Take Executive 1. Do you realize that we have to expose every trick we have in our bag to even make a very weak association? I mean, it's right there. And the national and President Mashed Potato Brains and his national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, who, by the way, is presiding over foreign policy catastrophe after foreign policy catastrophe. This administration is unmitigated failure. You could look at what Donald Trump did. Great economy, great foreign policy, media meltdown, DC and Hollywood complete meltdown. But we had record-breaking economy in terms of unemployment. We had about 2% inflation. We had about less than $3 gas prices, hundreds of thousands of new manufacturing jobs. Real wages are up. Real wages are down 2.7 to 3% now. Inflation's at 8 to 9%, but it's a lot more. That's why I say, hit subscribe to this channel, because I have been telling you, ladies and gentlemen, for the past 8 months what's taking place. The analysis has been spot on in terms of the economy and the macroeconomic catastrophe we're seeing. That's why I started the Stock Market Crash channel in September of last year, and now I'm starting the Bitcoin Crash channel. People don't... Look, Bitcoin could get to 50,000 again. It will descend to below 10,000. Unfortunately, I respect people who invest in Bitcoin. I don't want that to happen. I respect people, but at the same time, people always like, oh, look, Enron. How did people allow Enron 20 years ago or Bernie Madoff 12 years ago? It's like, or 13 years ago. It's like, well, we're actually seeing worse. We're actually seeing worse with Tether and Coinbase and all of these monstrosities. And I explained in the segment prior to this one, while a lot of those executives will get indicted by the DOJ, everybody pumping and talking about how wonderful their companies are and then locking people out of accounts and all that, or pretending that their stable coin, their token that they fabricate out of thin air in some kind of Dungeons and Dragons world is linked to the dollar. It's not. It's not pegged to anything. Okay? This is, unfortunately, and I understand the philosophy behind it, one of the greatest scams and Ponzi schemes and frauds of all time. Very similar to what the Clinton campaign did with Trump, except this is going to lose hundreds of billions of dollars for people. But here, it says, you do realize that we will have to expose every trick we have in our bag. It is against the law to knowingly give false information to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And all they had to do was read this to Mark Elias, who is pontificating on the witness stand, even as he was basically saying, well, yeah, Sussman did bill the Clinton campaign, so he was getting paid. So Robbie Mook said the same thing. Robbie Mook said, Hillary Clinton approved this. And according to a Washington Post article, a Wall Street Journal article, Hillary Clinton did it. Her 2016 campaign manager says she approved a plan to plant false claim with a reporter. This is why when Trump says that he doesn't trust media, what media does is they lie by omission. Okay, they lie by omission. CNN tells the truth. The next question you might ask is, well, what percentage of the truth? Or you might say I'm nuts. But yes, CNN and the Washington Post and the New York Times indeed tell the truth. But what percentage of the truth? They lie by omission. Or they're suspicious and they distrust Trump, and they prevent and they try to silence and marginalize any suspicion against Democrats. When they're not overtly silencing stories like Hunter's emails, they're saying, well, there's no evidence that money into the foundation led to President Obama not vetoing the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity, which is now a commodity through the roof, which is now a commodity that one country has a monopoly on. Gee, I wonder why. The country that we're sanctioning, left and right, which is eventually hurting us. Mashed potato brains Biden and his administration can't do anything without it coming back to the people of this country. And they went after Trump. They said he was the menace. And oh my God, oh no. We had a great economy and a great foreign policy. The last year of his presidency was taken over by media, unelected officials, bureaucrats, hysteria in late night. I mean, it was, and I saw it with my own eyes. I was telling people, I was like, this is hysteria. They're using this. They use every tragedy, and they're wrong. That they pushed to end the U.S. economy while they pushed a failed, absurd hoax and myth that Trump was installed by the Kremlin. Have they been right? Has media been right generally about any grandiose thing? Clinton winning in a landslide, which I said wasn't going to happen. Have they been right since WMD? It's like they weren't right there. I'm saying like that last one of the major collapses in media trust or trust in media and things that they were wrong about. I mean, when they obsess over something, you can just look, and the Durham Probe Special Counsel is looking right now. It's on page 13. Jake Sullivan right here in this article, Wall Street Journal article, Mr. Mook admitted the campaign lacked expertise to vet the data, yet the decision was made by Mr. Mook, policy advisor Jake Sullivan, now President Biden's national security advisor, to give the Alpha Bank claims to a reporter. So there you go. There you go. This is a Wall Street Journal article by the editorial board, May 20th. Jake Sullivan, yet again, is in the news, and we've known this. He's implicated in the Clinton email fiasco with top secret intelligence on servers. He's implicated in this. But also, like, hey, you're talking to somebody who, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024 or a Clinton DeSantis 2024. We need that. Nobody will be happier in the entire universe when or if that happens. But give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now because we know mashed potato brains is completely fried and cooked. So we'll see. But if Durham wants to, page 13, he can indict. Here, quote, we cannot technically make any claims that would fly public scrutiny. The only thing that drives us at this point is that we do not like Trump. This will not fly in the eyes of public scrutiny. Folks, I'm afraid we have tunnel vision. Time to regroup. They're literally admitting they're making things up about Trump that nobody would believe. Sadly, they gave the public and media too much credit. Give me your thoughts below. I mean, this is 18 U.S. Code 371. They're conspiring to defraud the U.S. government. The only similarity or correlation with the Bitcoin world and crypto world is that you have a lot of people, behemoths within the crypto universe that are engaging in a gigantic fraud. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Right this second, go to the Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or lower channel, and also go to the stock market crash channel right this second. Thank you. Thanks.